This morning, uh, June 5, 2022, did I recording, but in the end I said that I should tell you about the vision that have come true, and I know now the vision what was that I didn't remember in the morning. It was in June 2020. I was taken of a spirit, and it was in the night. It was before. It was in the night. Things happen from the spirit, but it doesn't do that now today. It have changed, or I had developed. I have been closer and closer to the spirits, and so in June 2020 I didn't was so close to the spirits, but I had for many years spirits coming to me in the nights, and today I tell them before I go to bed. I tell them, I tell God, because I can't talk to the spirit by myself. I always have to go to God to be allowed to speak to the spirits and angels. I can't only talk to them. I talk a little when like in the daytime when I do things, but that I have done the whole time since God come and took me in year 2000. So that's no special. But the real talking that I need to ask God for permission to do. And so it was in June 2020, and in the night I was like be paralyzed. You have read about this, to be paralyzed when you are sleeping, and it's not about inside you that's happened. It's spirits that take you in that way and do things with you. And so they took me, this spirit, and I was like hypnosis. I have talking about to be hypnosis is to that it's tickling on my nose, and I can't tickle. I can't scratch my nose because I can't move my body when I am in hypnosis. I can talk and I can see things, and for me is it I remember, because my brain is like that. So I'm not normal in hypnosis because I remember Dan that did the hypnosis on me. He wanted he did like I should erase my memories, and I did it, but I remember still. So my brain is working different from other people, and so I was like paralyzed. So as I couldn't walk or fly, they took me like in a cart, on the tracks, like going down in cave like that, or like when they take out the rocks in in the cave, and they have this cart driving to take out the rocks there, and so I was in like that, laying, and I saw and heard things, and then I come to a landscape, and it was no flowers there. It was tree and bushes, but no flowers. But it was lots of rocks on the ground, and then I saw it was It was something that was moving, and I saw it was moving behind the rocks. It was big rocks, and I saw it was like a normal headstone that is standing up, not laying down, standing up above. So it was hard for them to hide behind it. So I saw there was something going on behind those rocks. And then I saw that it looked like Jesus that I have seen on picture that is painted, because they had a little light curly hair, not straight hair, and not very curly. It's only little wave in the hair, and long hair. So I didn't know if there was a man or a woman that was hiding in the behind the rocks, and it was maybe 10 rocks I saw with 10 different people behind them, and I understand it now, because it was that size of a headstone, so that also means something. So they were hiding, and I'm wondering, when I wake up, I was wondering why God showed me this, that people was hiding behind rocks like high as a headstone, and it was in June and 2020, and in late September 2020 I heard in the air that I should do a podcast. And you know that after 3-4 episodes it started to come spirits here and started to talk to me. So that was the vision. Sometimes vision can come very quick, and sometimes it can take years before it's coming true, and I understand what it is, what the vision was about. But this one come very quick. It's come in June, and then it's come true in late September, or it's come true in October, because they didn't start to talk to me in the beginning, but now they are coming here and talking, and in this time since 2020 October, it have changed now. So now when they are coming, it's not very often that I see them. I only feel them touch my body, so I feel that in my body. but not inside me. It's a touch of them. And then they put in what they want to tell me. So I don't hear them. I don't hear them in the air. I only know. It's a telepathy style they have. So I only know what they are saying. I don't hear any words. I don't see any a body. I only feel their touch on my body, and that I know what they are talking. So it's very strange for people that is not close to spirits, very far from spirits, and some shaking their head and think that it's not God, it's not Jesus that is talking, and these things. And it's okay, you know. I say okay because it's not on me, it's on you that to believe in what I'm saying, to have faith that what I'm telling you is true. I can't force you to accept it, like I can't force you to accept me as a prophet from God. I tell something also that I'm wondering about what's going on today, not in the morning, but now in the daytime. And it started, you know, this with Facebook, that it hide people. If you have many friends on Facebook, like I have over 3,500 people as friends, but they are not really friends, but Facebook friends. So Facebook hide people. It's not we that have Facebook that do it. It's that they never show up. And I have come to know how to make people I have not seen for months, years, that they show up now, because there is some tricks with Facebook to do. So it's on. It's to make them. Some people that is very much coming up on Facebook is to take them away for 30 days. It's not to block them or delete them. It's only to make them stay away for 30 days. And if you do that on many, that you are not so interested of what they're writing, then it's coming other people that was in the past that you have not seen for a long time. And today, it was not today, but for some days ago, it's showing up a Facebook friend I have in Nepal. And they have started to listen now, and I hope you that is in Nepal, that you take your time with this, to not take away and say this is nothing for me. You have to be patient and listen on some episodes that are recording, and not. I know you are Christian people. I know you are Hindu believer, and you are a Christian believer. And I tell you that Jesus is coming and talking sometimes here, and also God Himself, Elohim, God Elohim, Jesus Father, Spirit Father, He's coming here and talk. So be a little patient if one episode doesn't match what you have learned, and believe in, because it will touch you. And this is not the New Age or occult things. It is new, but not New Age. It's a new way to come in touch with spirits, those that is in heaven. It's not something else like other have done. This is something new, how to talk with those hosts in heaven. And as you, some of you are born into Hindu belief, and in some way, you see it. I know some of Hindu religion because I have been together with a man in Hare Krishna, and it's very close to it, but not close. So I know this with your gods, and I in all beliefs there is some of truth. So this about many gods, that I can tell that's true, but maybe not in those gods that Hinduism is talking about. I don't know. I don't want to judge about that. But it was before I knew God. I started to knew God when I was 48 years old. So before that I had a life without God. But of course God was with me the whole time, but I didn't know Him. And it was just before God came and took me and picked me and chose me to be his messenger for this generation. It was just in that time. It was very much spirit things going on in my home. And one night I was had a vision or a dream, a vision dream I call them, that I was up in heaven and I met my mother that was passed away about 10 years earlier, and I'd be very surprised to see her. And then I asked my mother, because I didn't know anything, so I asked my mother, how is it to be dead? And of course they are not dead, but I asked her, how is it to be dead? And she looked at me, and she didn't like it that I asked her about death, that she was dead. She wasn't dead. And she answered me. She didn't answer on my question, but instead she gave me another answer, and she say to me this: you on earth. You think there is only one God, but we are many. But that, how she was saying to me, it didn't mean that everyone was God Elohim. It was not about that she was talking about. She was telling me that they have some it's not work, because they love to do this for God and for heaven and for us. But they have some assessment, some task, some work to do. They have different kind of work. So that's why they are different kind of angels, different kind of spirits, because they have different work to do for God. And in that way are they small gods. They are not God himself, the supreme God. They are not. It's and I have been up to heaven, and I have met 6 higher priests. So there is not only one higher priest. At least 6 higher priests have I counted them to be in one time. They have coming in a cloud to me, and when they come in a cloud, they are 3. It's not one person, spirit person in the cloud. They are 3, and it's like those 3 dots I get on my arms that I talk about this morning. So it maybe is a sign of them. That's why it's 3 dots on my skin, and I tell you that is from that live in Nepal, that the first time, just before God come down to me in year 2000, God Elohim, that I didn't see him. I only heard his voice. And before that, my daughter and I was by ourselves, and my daughter was 15 years old, and we have just moved in to apartment. We have just moved from Texas to Sweden, and we have I left behind all my pictures that I had on my walls in my home. So I said to my daughter, because we had nothing to do, so I say, can't we paint some pictures to put up on the walls in our home? I said to her. So we started to make pictures. Is watercolor paintings, and I didn't know God, but I say to my daughter, like a joke, I laugh a little, and I say, I'm going to meditate on it. I am going to close my eyes, and then I will see if I get the picture in front of my eyes, what I should painting. So I did that. I closed my eyes, and then I saw high mountains, and I started to paint it. And my daughter, she was sitting on the other side of the table, so she didn't see really what I did on the painting. So when I was done with the painting, she asked me, "What did you draw? What did you do for a picture?" So I turned around the picture so she could see it for real. And I say, "I have painting the Himalaya mountain," I say to her. And it was like I was in the spirit, even if I was not close. I didn't know God at all. But it was like I was in the spirit when I was talking to her. And I say to her that it's the Himalaya mountain I got in my vision when I meditated. And Himalaya is the highest mountains in the world. And this is where I am going, I say to my daughter. And because it's I can stand on the highest top in Himalaya mountain and be so close I can be to heaven, but not leaving the earth, but the closest I can be to heaven. And that was a symbolic saying, that I should go climb up on the holy mountain and be so close to heaven I could be. And that is a vision that have coming true now, because I can go even closer than what I was saying to my daughter, because now I have been into heaven and coming back. So I have not left this planet, but I have left the planet in the spirit way and coming up to heaven and met those, like the higher priest. I have met Jesus. I have met the Holy Spirit. I have met God in heaven. And so this is, I think it's very interesting that it started to come back. This rabbi in the Himalaya mountain in Nepal. It's where Nepal is, in those mountain of Himalaya. And now I'm wondering if it the picture I did, if it not was only this in the spirit way I was talking about. Maybe I was talking about the physical, the future for the physical, and not only the spirit way. I maybe was talking literally about being in Himalaya, and in that way to be in Nepal. I will see, because there is this now in the when I start to be old and I am light disabled and I can't travel like I did before, and I have something God have told me about in the future, and He have said that it should come a time when I don't travel to people. It's people that coming to me, and that what I think about it is that I wait for someone to come and take me to their home, to their church, to their temple, that they are coming to get me, to help me to travel to that place. That is what I'm waiting for, because now I can't. I can travel, but it's very hard to travel now because I need help to. I can walk, but my brain can be like a blackout, that is stop working the brain and I fall. So I need to have someone to hold and in that way have it already come true. And God told me that it will be a time when I don't look so attractive, that it's the man that is coming and get me. He will not look. God have said this for many years ago. That man, he is not going to look at how I look on the outside. He is going for the inside of me and want to marry me for the inside, not for how I look like. And the time have coming now, and I sit and wait for someone to come forward that have a position that he can change many people's life, and is not scared to say to people that I was wrong in my preaching, but I didn't know better. I was not really educated. I preach of tradition, what I have learned from my parents, from other leaders. And I was wrong in many things, not everything, but most important things I was wrong, or I was not learning more. I had stopped in my learning of spirit things and learning of God and heaven. I was not wrong, but I was limited. So I didn't move forward in the education from God. And I have done that. I have moved forward. I have taken step by step. And I have not let it stop me. Even if in the beginning I thought it was strange craziness. I didn't understood what it was that was going around me. But I say, like I always say, that's okay. And I didn't stop it, and I let it be, for time will tell. And the time have tell me. So I did the right thing to wait and see what will come, and not judge or stop what I saw and heard. And now, today I know that it was true, everything. It's was so weird for me sometimes. I remember in the night when I wake up and I saw really clearly a man, a sailor, And then it was another man that stood on the other side of the bed and looked at me. And now when I know that my ancestor is connected with me still, the silver cord is not broken, and they are coming and visit me, and they have wanted to talk to me, but I have not could communicate with them because I have not been developed yet in that time when they come. I didn't know how to communicate with the spirits. So someone said to me that I should open my mouth and say, hello, who are you? So I did that once, because I wake up and heard a very beautiful song of a girl, and I asked her what her name was, and she said a strange name for me as be Swedish, but it's not strange in United States. And she say, what's your name? I ask her, and she say, Fear. She say, and then in my family tree I have many that in the United States that is my ancestors that have that name. So, and she was the one that waiting for me when I did the hypnosis. The first time I was in hypnosis, and she stood and waiting for me, fear, and took me into the cave together with those 6 higher priests. So I have talking about this in the episode, so I don't talk about it now. You can find that episode when I was in hypnosis in 2018 and what happened. So that was what I wanted to say, and I ended with this, that welcome all. Now lately I have got very much minor countries, those that is it is some kind of countries, but it is not like we see it, but they have the freedom to do laws, rules for their area, so they are independent of another country, but they belong to a country, but they can call themselves a free country. I don't know the name in English, but they are free to do whatever they want to do, but a bigger country hold them, and those small countries, there is like Benin, that I have seen before, but there is many small that I have not heard the name of, and I'm so thankful that you have found me, and I hope you want to hear more, because this is, it's I don't want to say this is true, because that is many that lies, that liars, they say it's truth. It's a red flag when they say this is truth, then you have to be careful. So I don't want to say that. Instead, I maybe should say you should on your own find out if this is true or false. You need to know my history for to really understand that this is true. So I say it's up to you to decide what you want to believe. It's not me. I have said it many times. And it's your responsible. It's not my responsible to make you believe in what I'm saying. It's your decision. You are a free spirit, free person. I am taken by God, so I don't have the free will. But you have the free will to choose yes or no to it. So thank you for Nepal. Yeah, I love you, Nepal. um, I'll be happy in my heart to know that Nepal is listen at my podcast. I'm very thankful for you. I love you, and I love all my listeners. And I wish you God's blessing on you. Thank you.